54 nations govern a continent no one can freely visit. 14 million square kilometers are sealed by a Cold War treaty, a wall of silence, and elite visits no one was meant to notice. What exactly is Antarctica protecting? Antarctica stretches across nearly 14.2 million square kilometers, a frozen continent larger than Europe, shrouded in silence and ice. Its surface is buried beneath an average of 1.9 kilometers of compacted snow, layer upon layer, locking away secrets of ancient atmospheres. In winter, temperatures plummet between -60 and -80 degrees Celsius. The air is so dry, even breath seems to vanish. Katabatic winds, born high on the polar plateau, accelerate down the slopes, reaching speeds that can strip bare metal and tear through any shelter. For months at a time, the sun disappears below the horizon, plunging the land into a polar night where even the horizon blurs. Human presence here is fleeting and fragile. Permanent cities are impossible. Only temporary stations endure, braced against the cold and wind. Yet beneath this hostile surface, the ice preserves a climate record, stretching back 800,000 years. Its shifting mass shapes the fate of global sea levels. In this emptiness, rare ecosystems survive, microbes in subglacial lakes, life forms untouched by the outside world. Antarctica is not a blank on the map, but a living archive, as dangerous as it is revealing. In December 1959, 12 nations signed a treaty that would change the fate of Antarctica forever. By 1961, the agreement had come into force, and today it binds 58 countries under a single legal framework. The Antarctic Treaty bans all military activity and nuclear testing on the continent. It also freezes territorial claims. No new flags, no new borders, only a delicate pause on old disputes. Scientific research stands at the center. Article 7 grants every signatory the right to inspect any base, any installation, at any time. The rules are written for openness, yet the practicalities such as permits, security, and the slow machinery of international oversight mean that access is tightly managed. Decisions are made by a select group of consultative parties, the countries with an active scientific presence. The system is designed to prevent conflict and encourage cooperation. But for outsiders, the layers of regulation and controlled entry can appear as a wall of bureaucracy, not a wall of ice. Antarctica's restrictions are public and legal, not hidden, yet the continent remains as enigmatic as ever. When a public figure sets foot on Antarctic ice, the event rarely unfolds in the glare of global media. John Kerry's 2016 visit, the highest-ranking U.S. official ever to travel so far south, was announced in advance, yet his movements were tightly scheduled between McMurdo and the South Pole. Only a small press pool was allowed, and operational details were withheld until the journey was complete. That same year, Buzz Aldrin landed as a private tourist only to be evacuated by military plane after a medical emergency. His ordeal was confirmed by official statements and flight logs, but the absence of live footage or open briefings left room for speculation. In 2019, Patriarch Kirill's pilgrimage to the Russian Bellingshausen station was documented through a handful of official photos and church communiques, with little international coverage. Behind each case lies a web of logistical hurdles, severe weather, base security, diplomatic protocol, and strict environmental rules. The result is a pattern. Visits are real, but their shadows linger longer than their footprints. Where official paperwork ends and public images fall silent, rumors begin to take root. The line between privacy and secrecy blurs, and the gap is quickly filled by suspicion. In the first Antarctic summer after World War II, the United States Navy launched one of the continent's largest expeditions. Operation Highjump, led by Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd, deployed 13 ships, 33 aircraft, and nearly 4,700 personnel to the ice. Official briefings described a mission of logistics and exploration, testing equipment in polar extremes, mapping uncharted coasts, and establishing a new base called Little America 4 on the Ross Ice Shelf. Yet beneath these stated goals, the scale and speed of the operation hinted at deeper motives. Declassified files now confirm that strategic resource scouting, especially for uranium, drove part of the agenda, a reflection of atomic anxieties at the dawn of the Cold War. Highjump's shadow stretches across both public record and classified archives. The operation's sheer size and military character have made it a magnet for speculation, a historical anchor point for those who sense that Antarctica's secrets run far deeper than the official reports suggest. The image of an Antarctic wall did not appear overnight. Its roots reach back to 19th century flat Earth societies, where the idea of a towering ice barrier at the world's edge caught the public imagination. In the 1990s, internet forums revived the claim, attaching new urgency to old diagrams. Photos of dramatic ice cliffs, some rising 50 meters above the sea, circulated as supposed proof. Yet these cliffs belong to features like the Ross Ice Shelf, which stretches for hundreds of kilometers, but presents a fractured, irregular face. The continent's edge is broken by crevasses, floating shelves, rocky islands, and calving fronts. No single vertical wall encloses Antarctica. The coastline is a tangled mosaic, not a perfect ring. The myth persists by ignoring the scale and complexity of the real landscape, reducing a continent to a single, impossible shape. NASA's Landsat mosaics trace the Antarctic coastline with a precision that leaves little room for myth. The continent's edge, stitched together from over 1,000 satellite scenes, reveals a jagged outline of cliffs, shelves, and islands. Never a uniform wall. Where the Ross Ice Shelf meets the sea, elevations rise and fall, fractured by crevasses and shaped by tides. IceSat-2, in orbit since 2018, sweeps the ice with green laser pulses, measuring surface height to within centimeters. Its data exposed the shifting nature of the ice. West Antarctica's glaciers thin at alarming rates, while parts of the east grow thicker with snowfall. Beneath kilometers of ice, subglacial lakes like Vostok and Dome Sea preserve ancient water and rare life, isolated for millennia. Ice cores drawn from these depths archive the planet's climate history, capturing swings in carbon dioxide and temperature across 800,000 years. Scientific access to these sites is tightly controlled, not to conceal, but to prevent contamination. Permits, impact assessments, and protected zones are enforced to shield fragile ecosystems and preserve the continent's value as a global climate archive. Antarctica's restrictions, mapped and measured, are built on evidence and environmental caution, not on hidden barriers. Aujourd'hui, l'Antarctique reste protégée par plus de 50 nations et autant de mystères. Tant que transparence et contrôle s'opposent, la frontière entre science et subcon ne fond jamais complètement. À vous de juger.